classifier, Windcraft, list. Based upon our own community of Siton, do we know that the dottY is a neighborhood watch in relation to our conference or productive car alarm? Doesn't make sense. But anyway, based upon our transmission of our own availability to conflict, the signal of neighbors is to say hello, the why, but in way, don't upset me. Not really. I jump out the car. I don't remember what happened with that accident. Oh, you know, we all have accident. Yeah, we do. We're just like normal human. Just sometimes we accidentally has accident. Yeah. So, you know, we try to protect people by the government or whatever you call it. Then in so things happen on its own. It does. So decoy. So in relation to decoy, how do we know that one day it will happen to us and we never know? So in that astronaut based upon Tom Hanks, the survivor to last longer is that I didn't act like that, it just happened. So in that time when we know that the sender of the mechanism is that the balla of ballon is the 24 report in relation to sectors 3, 2, 8. So in that way, our exhaustion of our muffler is that our accountant will invocate the holder of forency. So in that time, if he or her walk and slips, what are we gonna do? Was it raining or just like a drink there? So things like that just happen, you know what I mean? So in that way with mesh, it's very hard to know mesh. But if you read instruction or tutorial in websites, then you know. But if you have a space of time or a spare time and you want to learn how to do Illustrator, just write your own stuff and then it will help you by other people when they read your content and know how to, you know, use Illustrator, Victor. But you're not an artist. So anyway, since you're not an artist, can we prologue the other episode of Victor in relation to being a bear? He's pretty broad in being a bear. He's handsome when I first met him. You know, we all age and we look old. So anyway, in relation to our delay of our timestamp is that the exciton of our own DNA is the signal of flux. So in so, when we balance the next indexing system in the economy, we will confer the let's of laws by Supreme Court or I only know Supreme Court, I don't know what other court. Spaceban Court by the elf. Oh. Are the elves real? Do you believe? Oh, trust me. Oh, really? What is okay everyone, okay. What is trust and belief in relation to gospel of gospel to Apollo, Tom Hanks in relation to Philadelphia? I love Philadelphia. He's hot. But anyway, what happened in Philadelphia? So in that way, the town city is just a town city of none, because there's none point of belief. Because when there's none point of belief, how do we know that if there's none around, it's trustful only? But since it's trustful only, how do we conflict the next sheepskin in relation to lamb chops and ordering mininan of malele? Because it's just a crock. Crock? Since it's just a crock in relation to our battlefield war game and Simplement by dottY, the cinnamon of our nininu is that our rock solid of salt paper is foreskin of tree branches. So when it becomes that, does that mean our paper is recyclable to have toilet seats and toilet what? Taps? Who makes those recycling paper, or who started? I bought it many years ago, but it's really rough. So in that way, when we understand biolingual, and then we should know that the sheep is recyclable in relation to Eddie. But in relation to Eddie Pakajian, the vector graphics is the different tongue of Australia in front to know Tissanan of solid color. They know better than me how the printer work, I don't. So in that way, since it's solid color, does the paint shop know that is similarity, or is just art of colors in relation to war? So in relation to war, our art is just a sandman of alle. So Martin Charson, the digital print is the different copy of digital war color, because similarity is on our, media. But in that time, when we retrace the printing solution of water, it may mesh into our creativity to seek the kan. So when we seek the kan, we can know how to spur the secret sperm. Okay. How rude. Who is that dude that actually did something and left, a piece of thingamajig? So anyway, the ever solution of our zong is that the wisdom of our tooth, maybe. Good day, mate. How are you? So, in that way, the dottY of 25% and 56% is just a validation of swatch, and in that way, the digital print will play happy yappy? No, will play dosanson of anima. What happened with that lady? How come she ended up with Tony Abbotsford a long time ago? Oh, do you have a lawyer? Oh, yes, I do. She end up with, brain injury, cognitive. So do I. So anyway, based upon our sender of the Twenson, the color is the Nakano. I don't know anything about this, but in that way, the color is a touchison of our Pimsen, digital. So in our world, when we live digital, you love it, don't you? So do I. Do I turn you on? Do I interest you? Do I motivate you? Do I stigma you in relation to eclipse? Who's that dude that next to? Oh god. I was so tired. A little bit. But, you know. But anyway, in relation to my ESP. No, I don't have ESP. In relation. Oh, no I don't. Oh god, I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, in relation to our plural. Ah. Okay, English teacher. Okay. Puzzle. Puzzle. Sixth Yoda. So, XT5. Supporter 24 Mazda X-Titan. So, Wizard RP6. Delay Tapsum. Relation 4. Asasi 30. So, D12. RFO. Questment Vom Submonle Forma. Destruction Tatan. So, in relation to Puzzler, the mind game. Isn't there a show called a mind game? Been around for ages. Anyway, in relation to oh, in relation to a mind game, the puzzler will method the mechanism of law. So in that way, when it does that, it will composition the data of encryption. So in the day of day puzzler, they have a newspaper, don't you? Yeah. So in the day of day puzzler in relation to R5, D6, and R1, D12, and R3, D1, and 2Y, R5, is that our flock of sheep is just a field of corns. So in that way, our blocker will. What does that mean? It said to me, do not eat. So, RT26. To equal. Calosino. So in that way, the next cyclop based upon our is that the puzzler to mind game, the deflacker of insurance is our own policy to missing the flock of tap. So in that way, the third party in relation to state, how do we convert into the formulation of running away? Because mythically, the understanding of ammo is the eagle of lizard. So lizard in relation to your lounge by Camp Potato. How do we know that Camp Potato is just a Toy Story of the character and to be lazy sitting watching TV? Couch potato. That's what my Aussie grandmother said. Couch potato. So in couch potato, do we know that being solid state, being solid to drink well, oil well, then shar well, will so accountant Theon. how do we know that Spock is the galaxy of level? So in that time, when we view Kanban by safe sex, sorry, just kidding. When we view Kanban by centralizing the tack of statistics, then visualizing the puzzle to map the scientific illusion. So in that way, eBay gate open. So when we use Visa card in relation to Vlad by online, how would money get out of our bank? Usually it does. But PayPal, the development of PayPal is that the absolutely sender of our own policy in Judith Andre is the complexity of psychological, because the laser eye is based upon our puzzle game by mind, and in mind the grenade explode in the state government. But in that way, when it does, how can we compromise the solution of performance and to work out the data of dottY6 and dottY2 in relation to 13th, 15th, 13th, 12 GST? So in relation to GST, John Howard, goods and services tax, is that what it means? Based upon the illusion of supporter, the co-sol of the coordinate is based upon our Apache to rewrite the rules in relation to Listadan of Unix and Pamphlet in relation to Thunderbolt by performing into CMOS and data the network into the Avamanan, because based upon that, Avamanan is that the flock of a sheep will fire through a corn chip to divert into the states of boss. In so, boss, the understanding of your ordering system is that Hugo is a chair. It's just a victim of suits. So in that way, since it's just a victim of suit, the phlogiston of illegal manner is the condition of mythology to Seston, Hugo Boss, in relation to Virginia. I love Virginia. Is that a US country? I don't know. But based upon Virginia, the hot potato, I'm still looking for my grandma's potato. It was in my brain. No, no. The words just come out, but I can't find it. So sorry, Mum. Ma, nhớ buồn rồi. So anyway, in the solution of the R2 D5 is a instrument of knowing puzzler to equal the next bilingual deflum. Because the next bilingual deflum is that our economy will registrate the demolition of politics and to comply the demolition of landlord and to ink the sun of the galaxy and to work out that our shar is just an account of fees in relation to bank stock and to reply into the transmission of aura. So R2 subscript, R10 superscript. Our sun is So in this way, the evolution of the transcend is that the percentages of our own value we cannot perform the puzzle in relation to ironic music. But in that way, the citizen of our evilly, of our perspective, not yet, is an econom of law. So our flexible difference of our index is that when we ballet the next unit to rectify New Zealand and to richguard the formula in relation to the delay, then the grass will cross the net of liability. So in that way, if we know that the liability of our own gross is a but in that way, has TAC support the Aboriginal culture to understand eBay, to sell some stock by JJ Blue and Colin? So in that way, since we can sell some things of our own, Palachi, what kind of Pacaccio will be reweaved into Optus by Singtel to develop the next Ammon? And in so, we can signal into the Ablakdan of a dreamweaver based upon my art back in old days. And in time, our dreamweaver by Enanon is a astronaut of knowing that the nutcase is just a Labingo of Balaram. So in Ballarat, the Ichuka will stalkwalk the Maya 10. It's been done anyways in the Maya 10. So in that way, when can we convert into the stocking item taking GST? So John Howard, in relation to our flexible statement of bank fees, reserving stockers in relation to banks, is sharing the monthly fee by Istana of eBay to tax file the agent and to Belene the puzzler. So 24, 56, 51, 3. So in that way, if there is a signal into a application form, the tax filer will agent the next supplement of our surplus in relation to our sender. So in that way, in relation to our sender, the transition is economy of Delibord. So Telstra, in relation to your monthly state, how do we know that the governor will point cook the Palasi in relation to TL, TF, TL, TF, Pazuno into the setup? So 26, 12, 15 plus 10 is 25 star 1. So in relation to the galaxy, the next development of the puzzler will map the condition of physics and to element the sender. So in this way, when it offer the accountant to CMOS, the data center, we will necessite the non-conscious by email subscription. So in relation to email subscription, what our understanding of our schema or PG is parental guidance to watch TV. But we act naturally though, after we work hard every day, or just like normal working hours. 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5. So in that way, we watch TV. But when we watch TV, news reporter, game shows, whatever you call it, it's a different, different. Huh. So in that way, it relaxes our thinking pattern to salute into our, level of PhD and, no? That's all I know. Is it cinematics or, um, I don't remember. What did that guy say to me a long time ago? He said it's on PhD. Oh, scenario? No, no, I forgot. Oh, later. I keep forgetting. Sorry. I have a short memory. It's a bit bad. So in that way, when we know that the flip-flop of his own dove, no, is a genie. So the grasshopper, based upon our parasite prognosis, the monkey magic can't convert the MK5 in relation to RD3 to 1 Apollon of borderline. So, Mexico, what is your borderline to get to the next country, is it? Oh, yeah. So in that way, does the chili degrade the understanding where you like chilies? So why do you like chili in Mexico and in Chile is a country? Simple, isn't it? Simple. Yes, very simple. So in that way, when the creator created this planet, how does it map itself into the genome of genetics by Onga? So in that time, when it maps the geographics in relation to our gallery, the sun of the burst of the shooting star will the next exhaustion in our thunder engine. Our thunder engine, are you interested? Our thunder engine is a law of sonic, and in that time, when it sounds the ground of Fire Bridge, it will share into a network of intelligent like Telstar and Singtel or Governor. So in that way, our dottY of Pelagi is that our shar is the dark stick of the red sun. So Japan, in relation to the red sun, is real, or because I live in digital world. So in that way, the next hexagon is the heligon of our own Brahma of Brahmani, and our provision to law the next assassin of the third grade and the 24 gym set development of Bill Gates. And in that way, when the gate opened by the galaxy, the sender will transit to the satellite to Happy Buddha. When it does, the synthesis of the genetics will perform the polygon in relation to the British Army and to conflor the amount we save to support the needed and to refund our own. That's all I can do for that one. So in that way, the RD 6P 21 9-fold 10-fold is camera view. So within our normal camera, we have a thingamajig, don't we? The LCD, whatever you call it. So when you view it with the grid, does it think the genetics in relation to our true color? True color. So trust the true color in relation to my brother, Tan. He works at JB. But the true color based upon our VCD and our PC5 and our VC10 is just the true color, is our computer system. But in our computer system, the true color is that when we visualize the real things, when we phototon the advertiser by Brian, which is queer as folks. My name's Brian. No, my name's Alan. So in that way, when we can conflow into the televanam, we will redevelop the emanon of the highlighter. So the highlighter, based upon our sender of true color, our CYK in relation to Windows 10, is a devanam of our Linux to Interton, the syntax, and which is a door open locker in relation to our CMOS. Still not on. Oh. So in that way, when we rework into a technique of knowing that our solution will perform the next synthetics, we will form the next bureau statistically by the government to understand that our budgeting is G 26 to 29. Port solver. So in this way, the port solver will evaluate into the methanol, which is a bit higher than the methanol. So in that way, the nickname of our enzymaticist genetically, Dr. Lee will perform the amnum of lips and into chops. So in that way, if we can refund the 30 days of an account, then 1 blame 1, which is 2 sum. So in that way, the telephenomenon is that our own system will perform the next amnesia in relation to the dentist and to formulate the next coloscopy, which is collapse of HTC M3 1 2 5 4 3 2 6 4 1, releasing the pressure of dominant. So in that way, the 60 port of portal will Ethernet into E-Way to perform the next performance by BPH and Saturn into shell. And in relation to coals, the next, sorry, big cab. So the next entity is that the development of animal is that the GST is just John Howard. Huh? Manuscript. What is this one? OC Tuna. OC Tuna automatically overclock the frequency and voltage of CPU and DRAM for enhancing the system performance. Configuration options, OK, cancel. DDR3 1333 MHZ compatibility. ACT ICA, that's Windows, part number ACT1G HU64B8F1333S, size 1 GB, SSDS, SS, chip brand Samsung, timing 9, which is vendor Kingston, part number KBR133D3E9S/4G. So, next time we will conclude the Madhavanam of the flux in relation to our producta of G. But in G, what is our ripa to develop the next amanan by the parasol of the polynomial? So in that way, our graphics will engrade the next advertisement company to polite the politician and to understand our sales. See ya.